Probably the greatest issue that Oklahoma faces is the overreach of the federal government, and it's in absolutely every single part of our lives. If you have a small business, federal regulations are going to be dragging you down. Local should remain in control, and we don't need some bureaucrats in Washington telling Idabel, Oklahoma and Broken Bow, Oklahoma what to do. Southeastern Oklahoma has always been, economically, it's a very depressed area of the state, and that's got to change. For the longest time, we've just looked up to the state government for a trickle-down effect to send us more money. We've got to take care of ourselves, grow our own economy down here, build our own infrastructure, start dealing with local tax dollars, but we've got to change our way of thinking from a top-down approach to a local approach. Who cares what Oklahoma City does? Southeastern Oklahoma needs to grow themselves. The founding principles that I've always fought for at the Capitol is very limited government. The government needs to just essentially step aside and let the free market run, because that's really how your economy grows, that's how your families thrive, and it's very important for Southeastern Oklahoma. We've got a huge timber industry. There's several things down here that are all in the private sector. The government's job is really to step aside, set the right climate. That's how your economies grow, that's how your families thrive, and so we've got to get back to those principles, and I've continued to fight for those ideals. Here we are on Broken Bow Main Street, one of the many places that I love driving down in southeastern Oklahoma. I love to see people come up with great ideas. They start a small business and it grows and they can support their family through a business that they started. I'm one of those guys. We've got a great family-owned and operated business, as many people here in southeastern Oklahoma do. And those small family-owned and operated businesses make up a huge part of our rural way of life here in southeastern Oklahoma. We manage privately owned vacation cabins, about 50 of them. My dad bought the business over 10 years ago, and he grew it for 5 years. I moved back and worked with him for another 5 years, and then now he's kind of moved on to a semi-retirement, and I was able to purchase the business from him. Hochtown area is just booming and it's thriving, and people come from Texas, so they drive through Idabel and Valiant and Hugo and Broken Bow. So this local sales tax dollars are increasing. It's been an absolutely great thing for southeastern Oklahoma, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And I think it's really going to continue to grow. It's been a real pleasure to be a business owner in southeastern Oklahoma and provide jobs to many people that live right here in the Broken Bow area, and contract out with people, builders and stuff from all over southeastern Oklahoma. Broken Bow Lake area has absolutely boomed in the past 5 years. Just unbelievable the amount of businesses that have been started here. And I tell people, southeastern Oklahoma has everything that we need to create a thriving industry, a huge industry. It's the most beautiful part of the state, and we've capitalized it in a lot of ways. We need to keep those natural resources and capitalize on those, because when it comes to building an economy, having people move into our state or our district and invest down here, it's the natural resources that really put us ahead of anywhere else in the state. As I talk to my constituents a lot, they look at Oklahoma City and Tulsa and how big their economies are, and I tell them we have more than what they do. We just have to capitalize on it. We've got more natural resources. We've got a prettier part of the state. We have just as big and qualified workforce. And it's going to take us, it's going to take entrepreneurs to go out, get creative, start businesses. And when we do that, when we build our economy and use what we already have here, that's when our sales tax dollars are going to increase. We're going to be able to give our teachers a pay raise. We're going to be able to hire more sheriff's deputies. We're going to be able to have better hospitals, and it just goes from there. It's just the potential that is in southeastern Oklahoma is amazing. That's one of the many reasons why me and my wife have chosen to stay here and raise our family here and invest our business here. And I encourage, we can do it if we just all band together and start using that entrepreneurial views and ideas that I know exist down here. On November 8th, I'd appreciate your vote, because together we can build the southeastern Oklahoma economy.